And we are good to go. Uh, today is the twins. It's probably that. Huh. Oh well. Oh, probably could have got some of the hosts on, and Andy or Mac or Adam, but today it's just us. So I'm hearing some static that was kind of throwing me off, and my stutter is getting real bad. So, oh well. So upcoming event. First one coming up is Father's Day game this weekend. And let us know, preferably by Friday, if you would like to attend. So we want to put on the best game that we can. So for that, we need to kind of know who to expect. So if you're watching this and you would like to attend, I don't know, comment, message us, something. Or comment on the earlier posts that we shared. Yeah,
That's probably the best way to do it.
so do something, anything. Okay. So we do have a pretty neat podcast episode coming up. We just need a little more time to prepare for it. Maybe some technical difficulties is the best way. Being operated by people that don't know what they're doing is the other half of the big problem. So, Jeff and I have been wanting to do an experiment for a little while, and we just kind of never got around to doing it. But if we can get more than just us doing it, we can actually get some actual data confirming, not try to rule out any bias that we might have input. So, if Jeff would like to explain that.
Hey, so, I guess in a nutshell, we're wanting to true out kind of the ballistic solution with first strike rounds is kind of the end goal. But it's, I guess you could say we're kind of wondering how far can we push it, or how precise can we go?
Can we take out the guesswork? So, basically, so we've been playing around with ballistic calculators for a little while. We've never actually
We've never actually tried doing it with paintball, with our other hobbies we have, but we've never done that far. I think
the theory's there.
I've been seeing some suspected values. I just don't know how close that value is.
Yeah.
It could very well depend on what marker we're using too.
Yeah. I can give some, or when I'm walking through this, I'll give some values. However, each value is independent to each system. So, for example, the ballistic coefficient that I may use is not going to be the ballistic coefficient that Jeff uses. So the calculators have gotten precise enough where it is now trued out to your specific. It is not just a general guesswork. And I know a ballistic calculator is normally for bullets, and these are not bullets. They are unfortunately filled with a fluid which affects a lot of the precision that you're capable of. But we've seen precision come a long way to where it's possible. And if you can use a ballistic calculator for an arrow, a projectile's a projectile. Why can't we study up for a paintball? So, some of the stuff that you'll need is not a whole lot, really. You might need a buddy to do this, depending on your chronographs. So the ballistic coefficient, since we only are able to Google it and get an approximation, you're going to have to true it out yourself. To do
Yep.
that, you're going to need two chronographs. So you're going to have to ideally compare the chronographs, find out how close they are, or I don't know if you'll have to find a way to true that out, or hopefully they're consistent or consistently different, and not just watt all over the place. So you will need a chrono downrange from your zero position. And so you'll need to measure the velocity at the muzzle and downrange. And then you're going to go into your calculator and you're going to mess around with your ballistic coefficient value until the values are correct velocity wise. So hopefully that makes sense. Put in the comments if we need more explanation. We'll probably do a part 2 at some point where we'll show what we're doing.
Probably some of the
And
equipment that we're using.
probably. You'll need to find a way to get as stable as possible. So it's going to be hard to measure velocity downrange if your cone of fire is this big when you can only measure this big. So that's something you're going to have to find out. That's might be where your buddy comes in. So find somebody who trusts you and that you can trust to push the button and hold it steady. You might need a way to measure the twist rate if you have a rifled barrel. So you can hopefully Google can get you close enough. I did find some values, but you'll have to, or trust but verify is kind of a rule that I've learned. So to measure that, you'll have to get a patch or something pretty snug to the bore, and then you need a handle that you can push it through with, but it needs to be able to spin. Is the easiest way that we have found this is possible. So you mark your handle, and as you push it through, you'll see your mark slowly go around. Hopefully, by the time you make it to the end, it has made at least a full revolution, and you're going to measure how far that was. And that will give you a 1 in, we'll say 18. So, one full revolution in 18 inches. So, whatever that is, I don't know. You'll have to find out what your barrel is. Google may be your friend if you can't do that. Yeah, but that's about it. There's, I guess, 4 main calculators that I can think of using: AB Quantum, Hornady, and Geoballistics. Those are probably the 3 main ones, I think. If Jeff can think of any other ones, Strelic, if you know how to
No
download it.
longer. I don't think you can download that one anymore.
There's a way to do it, but it's like a whole workaround since it's not in the Google Play Store. It's kind of weird to do it. I would honestly just stick with the 3 that I mentioned. I don't know if Shooter's a thing anymore. There used to be so many of them, but now it's kind of dominated by 3. So I would kind of stick with one of those three. So I guess I'll show you how to set up a profile in a calculator. I'm going to be using AB Quantum. Uh, you don't have to use AB Quantum. You can use whatever you want. They're all pretty similar. It's more or so the calculator or that's working behind the scenes, and they're pretty close, but there might be a slight difference. But that's where the truing comes in. So if Jeff can think of anything or what benefit people may see, obviously in game you're not going to be able to bust out your calculator. But during the tactical challenge, I think Jeff will agree with me. Oh, this episode is going to be longer than I was hoping for. Uh-oh. Oh, uh, so one thing that I think Jeff will agree with is when we tally up the scores for individual scores, not team. Whoever places high on the initial ranging challenges, they usually finish high in the overall. So the more points you can get in the initial stages, the better. After that, it's what I like to call moving day. So, which Jeff is probably the only one that understands what moving day is. Is so
Below if you know what it is.
yeah, let's go with that. Yeah, instead of me explaining what it is. All right. So, I guess with that, I will get to the calculator and please let us know if you would like to participate or what, and definitely let us know what your results are.